Hello guys, and welcome to my September wrap-up. So excuse the look today. I am doing a sort of themed reading vlog and I went for a little bit of a punk vibe, or at least my attempt of one. But let me tell you about my month of September. So there were some wonderful moments. So we had my daughter's 13th birthday party, which is a big milestone, and it was a great success. And we had a lovely night. My mum went into surgery. That was successful, thank goodness. My health was just like a roller coaster, and I'm pretty certain that my job is the biggest reason for my health flare-ups, but it's not that easy to change profession, especially when I need to be available for school pickup and drop off for my kids every day. And I have chronic illness. As much as I love my work at the library, one, they didn't give me enough hours to live on, unfortunately. And two, a lot of the time you are constantly standing. So in a full shift, you might be lucky if you get 30 minutes to sit down, which unfortunately my fragile body did not do well with. I was becoming extremely exhausted and ill and getting repetitive strain injuries because I know you don't think of it, but constantly bending down and picking up heavy books and shelving them for hours on end can cause repetitive strain injury. So that was a book that I really loved, but my body didn't and my bank account didn't. So yeah, but I'm thinking of what else I can do besides day trading, which I'm aware is one of the most stressful jobs that you can have, and it's futures trading on top of that. So fun times. Apart from that, my beautiful cousin Phoebe left for Europe, so I won't see her until next year, but I tried to catch up with her as much as I could and it was a blast. But then yes, Valentine injured her ankle right at the end of term when spring holidays have started. So we have been stuck at home, which is a bummer. It's a major bummer, but you've just got to roll with the punches, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to make the most of it. I did have to cancel my planned holiday for a hotel stay in the CBD, but it is what it is. And I'm just trying to sit outside in my garden and just pretend that I'm in the botanical gardens or something of that nature. So I'm very thankful that I have a yard. That really helps a lot when you are housebound, to be able to just have an outdoor space that you can sit in. But yeah, besides being a very stressful month and shitty health-wise for not only myself, but family members, it was okay. No one died, okay? No one died. My house didn't burn down. Counting my blessings. All the hardships are ones that we could endure and come out the other side of. So that's fantastic. Plus, all the spring blooms have started, and how can you not find the joy in that? Now, in regards to TV, I did watch the series Chaos. I was excited when I first started the first episode. I was like, oh, this could be good. It's Jeff Goldblum as Zeus. Love that. Unfortunately, it kind of middled. I thought it was okay. I'm not going to continue on. I did watch the entire season, but I'm not going to continue on. I got really angry right at the end. There is a kitten in this, and as soon as I saw the kitten introduced, I thought, please don't do what I think you're going to do. And they did what I thought they were going to do. So that left me quite irate, and I'm going to admit that part of me not watching the second season is out of hate. I'm like hate protesting the second season because of that kitten. But the other TV show that I started watching and haven't finished because it's one episode at a time, thanks Disney, is Agatha All Along. Now, in regards to Disney's Marvel TV shows, I loved WandaVision and I loved Loki and did not care for everything else. Agatha All Along kind of feels like it belongs with WandaVision and Loki. I'm loving it. It is witchy, it is dark, it is funny, it is sexy because it contains my bitch Aubrey Plaza, and yes queen. I am crushing on her hard, but I am loving it. It's definitely got up to a bit of a sapphic vibe going on between Agatha and Aubrey's character. I don't know if they'll do anything because they didn't do anything with Loki, who is the pansexual queen king of the Marvel world. And did they show that? No, they put him in a hetero relationship with himself though, so I'll give them props for that. It was with a female version of himself, so that is right up Loki's alley. But I was hoping they would show a little bit more of his queerness because Loki is very queer, but they didn't. However, I'm hoping they bring a bit more queerness into Agatha All Along because that would be great. And I feel like it fits with the show. It doesn't feel like they're forcing diversity in, so to speak. But I think it's fantastic. Was I singing the down, down, down the road, down the Witch's Road song on repeat? Yes, I was. It's very catchy. It's got a similar vibe to Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. So if you like that song, you'll love this song. But yeah, I am very eagerly looking forward to every single Thursday afternoon. I hate that they don't allow me to binge, like at least Netflix, thank you. The whole season's immediately available. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna watch all this in one day. And that's my preferred way of doing things. Disney's like, we're gonna give you a crumb at a time, bitch, to keep you subscribed to our subscription. So that's what it is what it is, but I'm so happy because it's bringing me a lot of joy and hopefully continues to bring me a lot of joy. Film, onto the films I've watched this month. So Beetlejuice, that was the film that I was most anticipating, and unfortunately it left me feeling very meh. I didn't hate it, but it was meh to me. They cock-teased so hard with Monica Bellucci and they didn't deliver anything besides a woman walking around going, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. What? Why not utilize that and not deliver? It was saved by Delia. Delia is a delight and provided pretty much all of the humor in the movie, so thank God for her. But otherwise, yeah, I didn't like how they did Lydia Dietz's character and her relationship with her daughter. And like I said, the plot itself just felt so messy and zigzaggy. It just didn't feel cohesive. So I still, like I said, it's still a 3 out of 5 star movie, you know. Will I ever watch it again? Probably not. But the original, will I continue to rewatch that fanatically? Yes, I will. Last night I watched Harold and the Purple Crayon with my kids. At first they were like, oh mom, this looks lame, this is for little kids. But then did they watch the whole movie? Yeah, they did. And it was fine, you know. It's a pass the time movie. It's not going to be one we remember and talk about, although the Spiderfly was quite memorable, but it was nice. You know, it's got a nice little message. It was fine. Books. So this month I read 93 books because I did take time off work to try and feel better, and I did. But out of those 93, I did DNF 28 books, so I think I read 65 in total, which is still, it's a lot of books. Out of all of those books, the cover, that was my favorite, was A Garden Against Time. This is stunning, and I pushed myself through half of it because I just love the cover so much and I wanted to love the book, so then I could justify going out and buying a copy to keep in my permanent collection. But look, as much as I love gardens, this was just boring. It was so dry. She was trying to bring a lot of history into the book, and she talked about like colonialism and slavery and all of this stuff, and it just, I don't know, I couldn't get into it, unfortunately. But the cover though, well done. My favorite read, I had 2 5 stars. One was a middle grade graphic novel called Snapdragon. Such a delight. If you have kids, highly recommend this one. It's got witches and queer community and fox familiars and all that jazz. The other favorite 5-star read was The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Khaw. So this is a horror book with the most delicious, non-typical romance I have read between a murderer and the murdered. It was delightful and wicked and literally contains a man-eating monster serving justice on behalf of her beloved, played Dr. Frankensteinian monster man. Beautiful, but it has got very flowery purple prose, and that I know is very hit and miss with a lot of people. And like I said, this is not a conventional romance, okay? So, but I loved it. 2 monsters finding each other and understanding each other. It was great. Now, in terms of cafes that I visited this month, I would say Cookie was my favorite. It's really large. It's got these beautiful opening doors that open onto Melbourne CBD. So if there's a breeze on a day, that would be delightful to sit on that kind of terrace and overlook the city. But the food was great. The vibe was really cool. Definitely would return. Like that, I got a pad thai, which was great. Very big serving too. So good portion sizes. Because I will admit that in Australia, we don't really tend to have a lot of massive portion sizes like you do in America. When I went to America, I was absolutely flabbergasted. By America, I mean Hawaii. I didn't make it all the way to the States. But yeah, the portion sizes boggled my mind. They were like 3 to 4 times the size we get in Australia. So yeah, if I say it's got a good portion size, if you're American, that's something I would recommend to you. Whereas our usual stuff can be quite teeny tiny. Food wise, I did try some recipes from some different cookbooks. I'm getting back into trying different cookbooks. Nothing that I would really recommend. If there's one I would really recommend, I'll let you know. But if you do like salads, Salad Freak might be for you. It had an interesting mix of salad recipes that were not the usual. Now the tea tonic, which I tried, I went through all of them, and my God, that was so much fun. That was so much fun. It brought me so much joy. And I think I might buy another box so that when someone comes over for a tea, they can have the pleasure of going through there and just picking something they've never tried before. If I was going to pick my top 3, One would be the dark chocolate orange. I'll put pictures up above so you can actually see what their constitution is and their flavor profile. So I picked that one. Australiana was a very interesting herbal combination that I found quite intriguing, and I probably would try that again. And Hemp Harmony, surprisingly. I know this one does have artificial, that's a Lamborghini, bright orange, very cool. I like Lamborghinis. I like the shape, it's very sexy, and I like it when they do really cool colors. Hemp Harmony does have artificial flavoring, so no, that's not for everybody, but yeah, this was really warm and toasty, cozy, and I found it quite sweet, which was surprising. So I did just thrift some things with the money that I made from selling my things. Look, it's just keeping the cycle going, you know, I get the money, put the money back into the ecosystem. So I'll show you what I got. I got these combat boots. So these are brown with gold hardware. They are one size too big, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing it. I'm going to wear super thick socks. They might end up going back into the pool of op shop items if it don't work, but they're just in such good condition, and they're by Stuart Weitzman, and I wanted a brown pair, so I'm going to try them out and we'll see. They might go back. I got these ballet flats. I'm going to see if I can get close up so you can see the sparkle, because the sparkle is just gorgeous. And they are by Giuseppe Zanotti, and like I said, still in really good condition. I only buy shoes if they look fairly clean. And these are barely worn. Like, look at the sole. It's barely worn, my dudes. So I love a flat because it's comfy. And then keeping with the brown theme, I was obviously in a brown mood. I got this tartan, check, plaid, whatever you call it, skirt. I love this pattern of skirts. They're my favorite, especially the mini with some funky tights, and I wanted a brown one. I didn't have a brown one, and so this is what I got. This is by Reformation, so definitely going to wear. I thought maybe these will go. I don't think they go. I don't think you can do, I know some people can do all brown shades, but I have a feeling that's too light. What do you think, guys? Is this brown too much of a different shade of brown to work? I have a feeling it is. But those are the items that I thrifted. I will now show you the decks I got in and the crochet. I really liked both of them, and I don't regret it. I don't regret it. So I will show you those now. And we've also got a little fern by the front door. As you can see, we have so many bluebells and freesias blooming at the moment. So really, really lovely. None of the ranunculus came back, but the bluebells did. This is what my garden currently looks like. So we've got a lot more blooms even over here, but check out these guys. Check out these guys. So there's a lot of flowers in here that I don't know what they are. Obviously I see bluebells. If there are flowers in here that you know the name of them, do let me know what they're called. Like, for instance, I don't know what any of these are. I'm aware that these are freesias. There's some yellow blooms in here as well, so I'm not sure what they are. Is that borage? I don't know. There's some pink ones there that I'm not certain about either. There's some fuchsia ones over there, some little light purple ones. I know that these pink ones are everlasting daisies, but yeah, if you know any of those other ones that I've briefly mentioned, there's some purple tufts over there as well. Do let me know, but that's currently what my little meadow is looking like. So in the veggie beds, we've got some fennel growing. Then over here, we've got some rainbow beetroot, and my radishes have now gone to seed, but yeah, over there still is just parsley and thyme. Oh look, cabbage moth. No cabbages for you, bitch. And over here we have some snow peas growing. Hey guys, welcome to the deck and crochet portion. Easy peasy this week. There's only two to go through, but here is the first bag. So this is in Zigo Zago. It's in the color Breeze, and I did it in Trinity Stitch, which is definitely one of my favorite stitches for bags. And in here I have the Cosmic Pearl Oracle. So I was very lucky I had a bag that matched well. So these are the backs, which I absolutely love. This is an indie deck. It's got beautiful pale blue matte edging, and it's on gorgeous rose petal. It does bow a bit, but I don't really give a toss about that, but it's gorgeous, gorgeous cardstock, and I love it. Now, my favorite card in this deck is the Aphrodite Dreams, Dreamer, Goddess, Energy, Fluidity. That was definitely my favorite. I just love the image on it. So the guidebook has beautiful foiling on the text. It is also rose petal finish. It has got full color matte pages. It's got some generic spreads. Then it goes into the card. So you've got the picture of the card and the title and the keywords. You've got about the card. You've got a little poem, and then you've got an activating practice. So I thought it was really well done. Sometimes I didn't feel the need to go into the book. The keywords were enough for me. I literally bought this because of Libra season. It just came up on my recommended Etsy feed, and I love the art style. It's got that beautiful, soft, romantic collage of classical art, a lot of gorgeous women and goddesses in here. I have seen this before. I know I have. Like I said, I think it might be Bibi, but someone flipped through it quickly while they were going through a whole bunch of different decks. So I know someone else did put it on their video. But yeah, as soon as I saw it on Etsy, I thought, yep, I'm going to get it. I'm just in that romantic, girly kind of mood, and the pearls just seal the deal. I love it. The blue works with most of the imagery. Sometimes it's a little bit contrasting, but overall it's a soft, delicate, loving, nurturing deck. I like to just use it as a one card pull, little message for the day, and just to look at the artwork. It's a feast for the eyes. And I definitely used it in regards to my Libra season practice. But yeah, I decided not to pair it with anything. I'm feeling that kind of way lately when I'm getting decks. Unless I feel like the deck needs a clarifier because of the way it is, I'm actually just preferring to use them on their own at the moment. Like eventually, once they're integrated into my collection properly, I will find a buddy for it, a pairing, and I'll use them together. I really did love this one with the Rose Bay Sistine Tarot. I thought they worked extraordinarily well together, but I am very happy with this deck, and I think it's quite pretty and quite stunning, and it kind of reminds me of the Divine Codes Oracle as well. But this was the Cosmic Pearl Oracle by Ashley Frost and Leah Showman. Okay, next up in a bag that I made way too big, so it needs to be cut down. That's a future Chanel project. We have this bag here. So this is in Twisted Ambitions yarn. It's a DK. It's in the color Ocean. I did it in Suzette Stitch. It's so beautiful and soft. So it's definitely a brand I would use from again. And in here we have the Couture Tarot. So I didn't have anything that suited the backs. So I just kind of wanted to complement the very colorful fronts of this deck. So this is an indie deck. Once again, this is the guidebook. It's full color gloss. I think it's really well done. The meanings are also not basic. So it's not just the standard meaning you would get. So I thought they were really well written. I did like to go to the book just to see how they framed the meaning of the card, but I thought it was a good guidebook. So these are the backs. They don't really do anything for me, and I'm not a fan of text on backs, so I don't actually like the backs that much. I edged mine in a dark blue. This was my favorite card, I would have to say, the Ace of Wands. I just really like the imagery. It's a little more understated than the others. It doesn't have overt fashion in it, so I wanted something that was a little more subtle, and it still says to me the Ace of Wands with this growth of this tree in this otherwise barren area, but there's creativity and light and movement all around it. Now, I don't like this cardstock. This is a quality cardstock, but it's one of my least favorites. So it's that very thick satin, and as you can see with the satin finish on this thick cardstock, they clump. So it just makes the shuffling experience really trash because you just get massive clumpers. And I think some people do something called soaping. I don't know if that works for this kind of cardstock, but it's just unsatisfactory. So that is a downside of this deck for me, and that is the only downside of the deck, is just the cardstock. Like I said, I would have preferred something that's a lot easier to shuffle, but I really like it. It's a collage deck. It's got a lot of fashion pictures in here, so these are things that you probably have cut out of Vogue, Allure, you know, all of those big fashion magazines that I don't read anymore. But I used to love back in the day. I used to cut all the little items out and make myself little mood boards and vision boards of, you know, style that I would hope to have one day buy that couture shit. But I love it. It's really fun. It's interesting. It's vibrant. It reads really well for me. I understand it. And it's just been a delight to use. It has a positive energy to me, upbeat. It's like the whole thing of when you put on a cute outfit and you just feel like your best self, basically. And you feel like anything is possible and you're open to all adventures and all occurrences because you feel fantastic and you've got the confidence and the self-esteem and the belief and the power. And that's what this deck is like for me. So there are some cards I like more than others, but really there's nothing I hate. There's not a card in here that I'm like, oh my God, can't stand looking at that, you know? So, you know, some bits I don't like. There might be a component on there. I'm like, oh, that ring's a bit massive and gaudy, or, you know, those shoes take me out of this one. But otherwise, I've enjoyed it. It's quirky and it's different to anything else I have in my collection. It's a bit more modern, which I'm happy for. Like I said, the colors are vibrant, but at the same time, they're not overwhelming to me. There are a lot of darker blue cards in here. I did notice that was a kind of theme. But I've thoroughly enjoyed using this deck, and I just randomly happened across it because I was looking up tarot cards as inspiration for the tarot deck that I'm making. And I saw a picture, obviously from one of these decks, and then, you know, I tracked it down, like, what is that from? Oh, it's from the Couture Tarot. And then, you know, went on YouTube and there was some old videos, because this is not a newer deck, but it's just one that I haven't seen anywhere. I haven't seen it before on YouTube, so it was just completely under my radar. But then I found it, and I managed to find somewhere that stocked it and shipped it to me. So very, very happy with it. Like I said, I just wish it wasn't so thick and satiny, so it could be a nicer shuffle experience, but it doesn't deter me from using it. I just have, you know, different ways of trying to get cards, because sometimes when they clump, I have this fear that cards can't get to me. Like, there are cards stuck in there and they can't make... My timer went off. I'm not sure where it cut me off, but thoroughly enjoyed my time with this one. This was both of these decks I did purchase this month, but I'm very happy with both of them. So this was the decks and the crochet from the month of September. Until next time, stay wild, Star Child.